This conference will now be recorded.
You good? Ready to go? We'll call this May 16th, 2022 meeting of the City Council to order. We have prayer and pledge allegiance. Chaplain Matson, if you could go to lead us in prayer, so everybody could rise for that.
Stand as able, please, and join me as we pray. Dear Lord and Father of all, we come to you this evening to ask your guidance as the Sedalia City Council, Mayor, Administrator, Council members, and staff meet to discuss and make decisions for the betterment of our community and its citizens. We are grateful for their service and dedication to our people. We ask your protection for all first responders, police, fire, sheriff, ambulance, EMTs, hospital staffs, and all who risk their lives daily to serve and protect us. We are grateful for the United States of America, our constitutional republic, of which so many military and civilians have fought and died to create and preserve for over 240 years. We ask your protection for all military and civilians serving today, here and throughout the world, to protect us, keep us from harm, from threats without, and very sadly, from threats within. And now as we leave tonight, please protect us and our loved ones. Keep us from harm until we meet again. All this you pray in the name of our risen Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
August? Here. Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes. Okay, first item on the agenda is the approval of previous session minutes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the May 2nd, 2022 council meeting minutes?
Motion approved. Second.
We got a motion to approve from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Cross. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the work session minutes from May 4, 2022?
Motion approved.
I have a motion to approve from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Marshall. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? I have the special council meeting minutes from May 9, 2022. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Foster and a second from Councilman Cross. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And then I have the, did I get D already? Yep, the work session minutes from May 9, 2022. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve from Councilman Foster and a second from Councilman Oldham. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now we have the reports from various committees. Community development is up first. Councilwoman Foster, you have the floor.
Thank you. Tonight we have two items. The first item is we would like to hear please from David Esser, who is the chairman of the Central Business and Cultural District Advisory Board. He's going to give us a presentation tonight on the annual report for the district. In accordance with the code of ordinances, this report must be given each May and shall include the board's recommendation on the need for continuation of the special business district property tax levy for the coming year. The city currently has an 85-cent levy approved for this district, which comprises the heart of the downtown business district. The timing of this recommendation is to coincide with the council's obligation to go through the process to certify all property tax levies by the end of August each year. So now we would love to hear from you, Mr. Esser.
Thank you. As you can see up there, we have our budget for next year is grounds and maintenance, which is kind of whatever comes up. In the past, we took care of the historic downtown sign that's down at CVS Pharmacy now. And there's several little, pocket gardens and things in the parking lots that money is spent for. And then the facade program, that's our biggest thing. And, you know, the downtown is looking beautiful because of it. And we currently have two facades underway, and that's Becca's framing. She's getting her building tuck pointed, and you know it'll be sharpened up quite a bit. And then Main Street Logo did an engineer survey so that we can see what can be done with that building. And then on the alley activation, we've been wanting to do this for years, and that's, you know, add lighting in the alleys so that from the parking lots that are on, you know, like Osage or on Lamine, and then you want to get to Ohio Street, you know, that you can have plenty of lighting and safe travel through the alleys. Plus, it would provide for power for the Christmas lights. And then special events, you know, we always are part of the, you know, donate to the Thanksgiving fireworks, the Scott Joplin Festival, the Criterium, which will be this year again, and other events as they come up. And so our total, you know, budget is $118,100. Can you switch that? Yeah. Go to the next one. So we, you know, have a income of $41,000 and anticipate almost $43,000 for next year. And we're spending down our fund balances, you know, because of the necessity of getting these things done downtown and improving downtown. So I would ask that you know, maintain, not just me, the board would ask that you maintain the current ad valorem tax at the current rate. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Esser.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions or?
Okay, so our second item tonight is, Mayor Dawson and Councilwoman Vargas have suggested that we nominate the George R. Smith College to be officially recognized as a historic landmark. This nomination would be reviewed and vetted out by the Sedalia Historic Preservation Commission and run through the established process for such recognition. Council formally adopting a resolution shows our support for this nomination.
Any further council discussion?
What kind of a site designation are we going to be put on?
That would be the Historic Preservation Commission will come up with that, and they'll kind of outline the finer details, and then I believe they send it back to us for approval, if I remember correctly. Well, hearing no further discussion, do I have a motion in a second?
Motion to approve.
Resolution.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Call for the reading of the resolution.
Okay, Resolution 1959, a resolution nominating the site of the George R. Smith College as a historic landmark.
To approve. Second.
I have a motion to approve from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It carries. Up next, we have Finance Administration, Chairman Richardson.
All right, we have 3 items up for tonight. For the first one, I'll give that over to Administrator Shaw.
Great, thank you. The chart that you all are used to seeing by now, or here in front of you, shows the major tax collections that we've had for the month, and it goes through May for the sales tax and use tax, because we always receive that the first part of the month, and then the other taxes are through the month of April. The sales and use tax, just as a reminder, these are really for March sales. It's always 2 months behind from when we collect it, because they have the sales in March, then they're turned over or paid into the state in April, and then pay to us in early May. So the sales and use tax net is up fiscal year to date $164,000 or 7.1%, and budget variance of $71,428 over the 4% that we had budgeted for this year. That was a pretty sharp decline here in the month of May, but as you can see, it was last year was a pretty healthy May as compared to the years before. So I'm not sure that's just not a normal hump and valley in the month to month. So certainly still pleased with the year-to-date numbers and still above our budget. The transportation taxes, again, you can kind of see the during the COVID times, that was way off. It was significantly off when they shut down for the COVID deals in FY22. And then it's coming back now, FY21 and 22, I'm sorry, and has now come back and recovered from that. So be happy to entertain any questions or comments.
Were the stimulus payments, were those being issued and hitting in May last year? Could that be part of it?
No. Oh, the stimulus? Yeah, that certainly affected the sales tax because these, again, are for March sales. So last year would have been March of 2022. And so, I'm sorry, March of 2021. So that was right in the heat of getting all those stimulus money and the tax rebates and the child care and all of that. So people were buying a lot right in that time period. So.
Cool. All right. Next item. As a routine housekeeping matter, the city clerk has identified some records that have met their retention requirements and is requesting authorization to dispose of them properly.
Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Robinson and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, final item. The National Steamboat Museum is a not-for-profit organization developed to bring state-of-the-art Smithsonian quality exhibit celebrating the rich history of the steamboat trade to Marshall Junction area. The impact these boats had in the development of the region is thus undeniable. By the nature of the industry, throughout the 1800s saw many of these vessels being sold. The proposed museum would bring 6 of these steamboats, each in separate decades, back to life, starting with the Arabia and the Malta. There are many reasons that the intersection of Interstate 70 and Highway 65 is the optimal location. At the spot, Delia has an opportunity to benefit from the tourism trade this project will bring. That way, approval and a resolution expressed in state support.
Any council discussion?
Can we do anything more than a resolution? I mean, can we make a cash donation or something contingent upon their raising X number of dollars? I'm not saying just throw it out there now, but I think, you know, if we designated $10,000 or something, that would be why eliminating grade.
I think that's something we may be able to entertain at some point. Right now, all they've asked for is a resolution of support. Yeah. So that's what we received.
Yeah, I would be a little bit cautious. Yes, we can do that. We just have to define the public purpose. So we can't really just say, here's a donation to a private enterprise. We have to show a public purpose for the fund, which will be easy to show. So we will have to do that through some sort of contract or something. Lobby will be able to help us with that.
Any further discussion? Call for the reading of the resolution.
Resolution number 1960, A resolution supporting the funding and development for the National Steamboat Museum.
Motion to approve. Second. I have a motion to approve from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Up next, we have public safety. Chairman Robinson.
I'm going to tell them to explain this, since we're back, looks to me like we're backing up a little bit and thinking something, and I wasn't familiar with it.
Sure, I'd be glad to. Yeah, and we did create a little bit of confusion here, so I apologize for that. You know, we dealt with this item last meeting, and you know, we talked about this and have been talking about this really since July, where we have done some presentations and vetted through this process with loggers of really fixing the firefighters' current fund that is really badly underfunded, and so we think that the correction or the best path forward is to move everybody to loggers and then freeze the current plan and eventually have loggers take over the administration and the investment of those funds to help fix that fund. Last meeting, you all approved an ordinance to enroll all the employees into loggers. When we were reviewing that with the administration at loggers, they asked us for another step in the middle of that, so we worked with legal counsel and loggers to clarify the actual freezing of the current plan before they are enrolled into loggers. And so what we had to do was let the previous ordinance that you all passed last meeting to expire in loggers this way, and then adopt an ordinance that is effective May 31st that freezes all of the current plan and the accruals under the current plan. There is an IRS designation that they can't allow accruals in two like plans, and so we're just making sure that we're clear on that there is no further accrual under the current plan effective May 31st. And then effective June 1 is the second ordinance that enrolls them into loggers. So there is clearly no overlap by doing this. So the first ordinance that we'll ask you to consider is to freeze the current plan effective May 31st, and that doesn't allow any more entries into that plan, and it stops the accrual, so they will not accrue anymore. It'll be frozen at the amount that they've already earned. And then the second ordinance is repealing the ordinance that you approved last meeting, but then turns right around and puts essentially the same language right back in effect, effective June 1. I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Any council discussion? Hearing none, call for the reading of the first ordinance.
Bill number 2022-79, an ordinance amending Article 3 of Chapter 40 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, relating to the Firefighters Retirement Fund of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, to freeze future benefit accruals under such fund.
Second reading.
Second.
I have a second from Councilman Oldham, or a call for the second reading, and a second from Councilman Foster. All in favor? All opposed?
Bill number 2022-79, an ordinance amending Article 3 of Chapter 40 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, relating to the Firefighters Retirement Fund of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, to freeze future benefit accruals under such fund.
Final passage. We have final passage from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
And Bliss?
Yes.
All in favor.
Call for the reading of the second ordinance.
Bill number 2022-80, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 11560 and enacting a new ordinance to cease future accruals in the firefighters' retirement fund and accept eligible firefighters into the Missouri Local Government Employees Retirement System loggers.
Second reading.
A primary motion from Councilman Oldham and second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor? All opposed?
Bill number 2022-80, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 11560 and enacting a new ordinance to cease future accruals in the firefighters' retirement fund and accept eligible firefighters into the Missouri Local Government Employees Retirement System loggers.
Final passage. Second.
And final passage from Councilman Oldham and second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
And Robinson? All in favor.
Up next, we have Public Works. Chairman Oldham, you have the floor.
We have 4 items tonight under Public Works. The first item will consist of 2 ordinances. This is a budget amendment and an acceptance of quotes. Last year, during the water filtration media change, 2 of the air scour units were damaged and several found the need to be replaced. So in the budget, we had appropriated funds to replace those air scour units. During that time of appropriating those funds, like everything, inflation has hit, and it inflated about 40%. So we need to amend the budget for those air scour units, and then we need to approve and accept the quotes from Roberts Filters Group for the purchase of the stainless steel scour units.
Point of clarification, usually we have a resolution when we're amending the budget. In this case, we're just moving money around in the budget, and we're changing the spirit and the intent of the budget, the appropriation, where we're not actually increasing the expenditures. We're delaying some items so that we can cover this unexpected expense. So that's why you don't see a resolution, but you do have the ordinance to actually amend the budget.
Any further council discussion? Hearing none, call for the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-81, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding the purchase of air scour bars for the water department.
Second reading.
The motion from Councilman Oldham and a second by Councilman Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Bill number 2022-81, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 regarding the purchase of air scour bars for the water department.
Final passage.
Second.
The motion by Councilman Oldham and a second by Councilwoman Foster. Roll call, please.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? And Oldham.
Yes.
All in favor.
Call for the reading of the second ordinance.
Bill number 2022-82, an ordinance approving and accepting quotes from Roberts Filter Group for the purchase of stainless steel air scour units for 2 filtered galleries at the water filtration plant.
Second reading.
I have a motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Bill number 2022-82, an ordinance approving and accepting quotes from Roberts Filter Group for the purchase of stainless steel air scour units for 2 filtered galleries at the water filtration plant.
Final passage.
A motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson? Yes. Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
And Marshall?
Yes.
All in favor.
These next 2 items will consist of an annexation and utility service agreement. The first one is for Joseph Gurdishvili and Carolina Gurdishvili at 3325 Cedar Springs Street. What this is an agreement for them to use our utility services, such as water and trash, And once their property has become contiguous with the city limits, they will automatically be annexed in.
Any further council discussion?
Did you say Spring?
3325 Cedar Spring Street at the Covered Bridge Estate.
It's not the Spring I'm thinking of.
It's out off of 32nd Street in Ingram.
Any further council discussion? Hearing none, call for the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-83, an ordinance authorizing an annexation and utility services agreement by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Joseph Gudishvili and Carolina Gudishvili for connection of property located in Pettis County, Missouri, to the city of Sedalia's sanitary sewer and water system.
Second reading.
I have a motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Robinson. All in favor? Opposed?
Bill number 2022-83, an ordinance authorizing an annexation and utility services agreement by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Joseph Gudishvili and Carolina Gudishvili for connection of property located in Pettis County, Missouri, to the city of Sedalia's sanitary sewer and water system.
Final passage.
A motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yep.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
All in favor?
Third item is the annexation utility service agreements for Mark C. Kempton and Krista R. Kempton for Lot 56 in Walnut Hills.
Any council discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion and a second? I'll call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-84, an ordinance authorizing an annexation and utility services agreement by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Mark T. Kempton and Krista R. Kempton for connection of property located in Pettis County, Missouri, to the city of Sedalia's water system.
Second reading.
A motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor? All opposed?
Bill number 2022-84, an ordinance authorizing an annexation and utility services agreement by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Mark T. Kempton and Krista R. Kempton for connection of property located in Pettis County, Missouri, to the city of Sedalia's water system.
Final passage.
I have a motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson? All in favor?
The fourth and final item I have tonight is oftentimes throughout the year we have small projects that need engineering services. Rather than calling in and sending out a request for proposal for those major firms for smaller projects, we can have an on-call professional services. And this amendment to this ordinance will allow an extension for Wilson and Company Incorporated.
Any further council discussion? Call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-85, an ordinance approving and accepting amendment number 1 for on-call professional services by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Wilson and Company Incorporated, engineers and architects.
Second reading.
Motion by Councilman Oldham and a second by Councilman Richardson. All in favor? All opposed?
Bill number 2022-85, an ordinance approving and accepting amendment number 1 for on-call professional services by and between the city of Sedalia, Missouri, and Wilson and Company Incorporated, engineers and architects.
Final passage. Second.
A motion by Councilman Oldham and a second by Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson? Cross?
Yes.
All in favor?
Next item we have is liquor licenses. Colleen, if you could go ahead and read those.
We have 5 renewals this evening. Jeremy Klein doing business as Cork and Bottle, 3806 East Broadway, for packaged liquor and Sunday sales. Kay Jones doing business as Prime Time, number 3 LLC at 1320 South Limit, for packaged liquor and Sunday sales. And the next 3, I'll read them together. They're all for the same person and different business, but Kathy Getz doing business as Break Time number 3079 at 2801 West Broadway. Kathy Getz doing business as Break Time at 808 East Broadway, and Kathy Getz Break Time at 318 West Broadway, and they are all 3 for Sunday sales.
Motion to approve in block.
Motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Miscellaneous items from Mayor, City Council, and City Administrator. Had a very moving ceremony yesterday. It was the Peace Officers Memorial over at the police station. It was, they had a 21-gun salute and bagpipes, and it was very moving.
I agree. That was probably the most moving. It was a very emotional event. Very emotional event. It was beautiful. If you guys haven't gone before, I highly suggest next year you try to make that, because it was fantastic.
I would just add to that this is Police Officers Week, so please, if you see an officer, thank them for their service and thank them for running towards what all the rest of us run away from.
We also attended a ceremony this morning on Whiteman Air Force Base, also in honor of Police Officers Week. That was very, very nice as well. Our chief gave a fantastic speech.
Yeah, Chief Work did a great job on that. Anything further? We'll open.
I had a citizen to contact me and ask if the council would look at doing something in expanding, I believe it's the Maple Leaf, the Scott Joplin Pavilion down on Main Street. You know, it stops right there at Lamine, and the suggestion was to somehow extend it to where people could sit there or something to just make it bigger. I said I would bring it to the council.
Let's see what we can do. Anything further? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for the good and welfare portion. Is there anyone here that would like to go ahead and speak to council, address council and the mayor?
Seeing no comment, a motion to move to closed door session to pursue subsection 1 of legal advice and 2 of real estate.
A motion from Councilman Oldham and a second from Councilman Richardson. Roll call, please.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross? Foster?
Yes.
And Bliss.
Yes.
This conference will now be recorded.